It's like, you guys are working all day. You're not just sitting down here like fucking around. Like,
it's true. It's true. We're busy little
that's
bees.
what you do.
Is what I do. It's actually a perfect impersonation of us.
Kevin on the dot.
I mean, you're with me. You walk. She walks in the door. You're like,
I love you. All right, guys. What's going on?
what's happening?
Episode 4.
Episode
Camp
4.
Throuple Podcast.
That's right.
At it again.
At it again. What a week it's been.
Yeah.
Huh?
What a week.
So busy. I've been a little stressed,
Yeah.
That's okay.
but I'm feeling better now.
Good.
That's good. I think you're doing great, babe.
Well, I went to Target.
Some
Target
retail
solves
therapy.
all the problems.
So, you know, when you just are like, I called my mom and I was like, I'm going to Target. And she's like, for what? I was like, I don't know.
I know.
I don't know.
You asked me, do
She's
you
like,
need
"You were
anything from
my daughter."
Target?
Yeah, I'm just targeting.
I was like, no, what are you getting? And you're like, I don't know. I'm just going.
I came back with 4 things and I bought some pants that are pants.
They look
Great
great.
pants.
They're pants that I normally wouldn't buy.
I know. I was a little surprised, but they looked so good on you.
Thank you.
And
They
they
did.
made me jealous. Now I'm going to have to buy a pair of those pants too.
Well, I feel like, yeah, it's good to try new things. I'm feeling a little insecure about it at first, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just give it a go.
Give it a go.
Speaking of insecurities, we've been getting a lot of questions about our insecurities when we started this kind of relationship,
Right.
which there were quite a few.
There were quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, we all had ones very specific to how we felt coming into this. I know with you, like never dating a woman, never dating or having a boyfriend and then sharing your, I'm sure there were like certain things that came up for you.
Yeah. I mean, the never dating a woman was like brought up insecurities in itself, just because like I've talked to you about it before of not knowing if you liked me and not knowing if a female liked me, basically, because as females with our female friends, you know, we're always very like close. Like I would hold hands with my female friends and snuggle and do each other's
Hold
hair.
hands.
Yeah,
like
like you could
you're-
like hang out and like pet each other's head and it's like not weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then when it comes to knowing if a female's interested in you, that I didn't know. And so going into this relationship, I was trying to explore my own sexuality of that. But there is that like voice in the back of my head of, okay, well, is she only into Kevin? Like, I can't really tell. I don't know what the signs are. Like with a male, I knew very clearly of like, oh, they're interested in me or not.
Yeah.
But with you, and it could have just been in this relationship as well, versus like if it was just you and I, maybe I would have had a more clear idea of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that made me feel a little insecure. And we obviously talked about it so we could get through that, because I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I think in the beginning, like, because we communicated a lot over messaging. Like every once in a while, there'd be like a longer text that I'd get from you that would be like, hey, like, I'm feeling like this. And it would just be like a big old thing, but it was awesome. Because then I could be like, oh, that's why like maybe I'm getting this feeling from her. And like we got to put things to rest that maybe we were stressing out about.
Well,
Yeah.
and to be your cheerleader in this situation, I think the way you handled it, like Megan said, was appropriate, as you focused on yourself of like, this is how I'm feeling, not like, hey, what you're doing,
Makes me feel like this.
or maybe
Yeah.
not even that, just like, why are you doing this, right? Because it's easy to project your insecurities
yeah.
onto somebody else and then make it that person's problem.
Yeah.
When in reality, it lives within you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you did a really good job of expressing, hey, this is how I'm feeling, and kind of working with Megan and me with some of your insecurities through them. You know, first not suppressing them, not burying them deep down and just being like, oh, it's nothing.
Yeah, like I'll just go along with what's happening and like go through the motions.
Exactly. Yeah, like bringing it up. I mean, your courage and vulnerability are nothing short of admirable. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
And I think that's kind of what it takes in this relationship.
Yeah.
at least for us, is to communicate often and early.
Face like things that are going to pop up for you. Like, I'm sure that's not the only one you felt.
No. And like within our relationship in the beginning of this, we did really regular check-ins with each other to be like, hey, where are you at with this? Are you feeling anything?
So specifically, like, what are some check-ins that you would have?
I think even after the first night, we had like the entire car ride home, a conversation of like, okay, how did that feel for you?
Like a 2.5 hour car
Drive.
ride.
Yeah, it was a long car ride. And that being so early on, and basically you asking like, so are you bi?
Do you like women?
Is this for sure? And me being like, yeah. Like,
Confirmed. Confirmed.
But then us continuing to do those check-ins with each other of like, okay, are you getting enough attention from me? Are you feeling like, are there any insecurities coming up? We did ask each other that. And I think that did help us a lot as well with any sort of jealousy, which we get asked that a lot of like, how do you handle jealousy? Mm-hmm. And I think for us, once we recognize like, oh, we feel these insecurities, but we have to talk them out right away, because if you don't, I think they can fester into jealousy.
Yeah, for sure.
But we did, like with those check-ins, regularly asking each other, like, am I giving you enough love and attention? And, just figuring out where each of us was at.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I think like with talking about it too, it isn't just like, okay, I'm just going to voice how I'm feeling. Like in those conversations, some of the times I was asking like, well, where do you think this is coming from? Mm-hmm. Like, why do you think you're feeling this? Where, let's get to the root of it, not just treat the symptoms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We didn't want to have any Band-Aid fixes. We wanted to really understand us as like individuals as well as our partners.
Well, this is a growing experience, for you as a person. It's not just about this relationship. Like, it's about you. Mm-hmm. And like,
and with growing, there's growing pains.
Yeah,
so you're going to experience some uncomfortable situations, some difficult situations, and I think talking about it and voicing it and letting everybody know, because I hate when people do this shit. Like, you can visibly see, energetically feel something's going on with someone, and they want to talk about it, but they're like, nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all, God damn it. I know there's something
we've all
going
done
on.
It.
I've done it too.
Definitely like guilty. We've all done it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we've gotten better to the point of if there is something and our partner recognizes visibly or like I said, energetically, they just feel something's off. We don't invalidate that other person's like suspicion. Mm-hmm. It's almost like, I'm going through something. I just need a few minutes
or like,
for
I don't
me to
talk
process
about it right now. Yeah.
We can talk about it later. But at least that gives the heads up and it validates the other person, which is coming from a place of love and concern.
Which that's kind of a good tip is like, if you are feeling something, your partner asks you, instead of like shutting it down, be like, I'm feeling something. But like, if you could just give me a little like time
to work through it
process,
myself too.
For sure.
We've done that multiple times.
100%.
Like, you don't have to talk through it right now, but I just want to know. Because then I think that can also build into insecurity for the person who recognizes like, my partner's off, but they're saying they're fine. And it's like, okay.
When
like
it breaks trust too. Because you're like, you told me nothing was wrong. So I like stopped thinking about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But really there was something going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if you just told me, there is something, I will speak with you, but I just need time for me to process this or whatever.
Yeah.
Whether that's a few weeks, days, months, you know what I mean?
I still don't want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Months, years.
All right. Yeah. It continues.
So what about,
Never.
what insecurities did you have, Kev? Because I feel like a man's like side of this is very different than what a woman's going to feel.
Well, in this relationship where there's a straight male with two bisexual women in a relationship, I feel like it is very different for me. Some of the insecurities, Alana did a really good job when she talked to me about wanting to open our relationship and, see if she was bisexual. Yeah. That it wasn't about me not being enough and that she wanted me included. Mm-hmm. But there was still something in the back of my head of like, maybe she's going to ditch.
Like if she's with a woman, she's like, oh, now this is what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally valid.
Yeah, exactly. So there, I mean, that was something small. Like I did believe you when you told me what, when we had that conversation, but there was some part of the back of my head of like, damn, am I not enough? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was very minor and I didn't dwell on it too long. Like I trusted you with what you said. And that's one thing. Another one was you not ever being in a relationship with a male. It was almost like the reverse of like, damn, does she really just like Alana and I'm like a package deal?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Another insecurity was, am I enough? Can I fulfill the needs that you have as for like being your partner, as well as fulfill your needs and not have like the scales of balance be offset? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you guys know I overanalyze, I overthink just about every situation. And I think a lot about and go deep into a lot of topics.
Yes.
So sometimes you create scenarios in your head that just aren't real by peeling those layers back. You know what I mean?
For sure.
But I think those were some of the biggest insecurities for me is like when you first moved in too, right? It's like, that's a big commitment that the three of us are all now going to be living together. Because it's one thing to see each other on the weekends or like in the evenings.
Yeah.
But then to like live day to day and experience, I was also, I had like insecurities of like, okay, well, maybe she's never lived with a straight male. And like,
That's true.
Yeah.
I had only lived with gay men.
like, I don't
Aside
think
from like family.
Yeah.
I think I'm a pretty tidy individual. I'm pretty clean.
Yeah.
But still, there were just these things in my head of like, damn, I don't know if I'm
Like if we're going to be compatible.
right. It was more of a compatible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess it was kind of like,
I don't know is that an insecurity or just a fear?
yeah, I mean,
Maybe a better way is like the insecurity was like, am I going to be enough?
yeah,
Right.
that makes sense.
What about you?
In the beginning, like the very beginning, I didn't have a lot of insecurities because I didn't actually go into this thinking it was going to be like a serious relationship, to be honest. Like I
Right.
really thought it was going to be like, maybe I'll see you once, maybe I'll see you twice. I'll see you later.
Almost like swinging.
Yes. Like that's what I thought it was going to be. So
Yeah.
I went into it very just like, woo, let's do this.
Yeah.
I think more insecurities started for me once it was like I was going to move in with you guys.
Yeah.
Because then it felt like really real. And I'm going into an established relationship
Yeah.
where you guys had been together for what?
3.5 years.
Yeah.
At that point, I think. Or maybe just 3 years.
4. By the time
By
she
the
moved in.
time she moved in, yeah.
Yeah,
So
4.5 years.
my biggest one was probably like, I'm never going to catch up to where they are. And I'm always going to feel like I'm a little behind.
Like a little lesser.
Yeah, like that you
Yeah.
guys are going to be able to talk things over better than I will with you. You're going to understand each other more. You're going to have inside things that I'm never going to understand. You guys are going to fart in front of each other. I'm just kidding.
I mean, Alana does that all the time. In front of us, so. She's like, hey, happy
just-
Friday.
Like in the beginning, like you guys would be in the bathroom brushing your teeth together. And even something small like that, I'd be sitting in the living room and it would like give me this feeling that I was
Yeah.
like, why am I feeling like this? But
Well, you do brush your teeth very different than like any other human that
yeah, I've
we've
never seen someone do it upside down.
Yeah. Or you go like this, which is a strange move.
listen, I'm cool like that.
It is a cool move.
Yeah. And then other insecurity aside from that one, probably, I mean, Alana, your age was kind of, you know what I mean? Like I am 10 years older than you, which I am secure within myself that like I feel good about myself in, you know, various ways. But there are certain things that 10 years does to someone that, you know, you can't control. It just happens. So there were
Like what?
I'm not going to say it. that like I'd be worried that maybe like wouldn't be as attractive to you guys because I was older. You know what I mean? There'd be thoughts in my head to be like, oh, maybe they're going to be like, I want like a younger woman. Like we could get someone younger who's like fresher. You know what I mean? Like those things would pop up in my head.
Fresh, hip.
Yeah. But I'm actually really hip.
I'm actually the old one here.
Yeah, it's true. And then I realized that Alana was an old lady and all of those are out the window. So yeah, I think those are my two biggest ones.
Yeah.
What do you think helped you the most to get over those insecurities?
I would say the not feeling like I'm as much of a part or I'm not going to catch up was things that you guys did of like replacing photos and making it all three of us. Or like you guys took it upon yourselves to like make a spot in the closet for me where I came back and you were like, look, like little things like that where I didn't have to ask, to where it was like, okay, if they're doing this on their own, then they want me to be where they are. Like, you know what I mean? If I had to ask or if like I didn't see you guys just naturally trying to do that, I think it would be a little harder. But you guys making the effort made that a lot easier.
Yeah.
And then as for being older, like I'm the only one who thinks about that. Like you guys don't say anything, do anything that
We
like,
don't even
We
think
don't
about it.
yeah.
Like,
right.
think
Like there's
about it.
never anything you guys have done, like even in like being mad or anything to like make me feel.
What's that face?
Because I would push back. I think there are times where age comes up with the three of us when it comes with music or
minimally.
shows.
Or movies or
movies.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's it. Other
Yeah.
than that, like you guys like make me feel like beautiful and like
You are
are.
beautiful.
so yeah. I
Yeah.
think I have really good partners and that's really helpful.
I have really good partners.
I do as well. And I do think like another insecurity, like with there being multiple females, like you kind of have someone to compare yourself to, like bringing up the age thing of like,
Yeah.
I had my own personal insecurities with my body as a female. And then to have another female that doesn't have those same things, like I'm gonna be real vulnerable.
Be vulnerable.
vulnerable?
Oh.
My name's Alana.
No, I'm vulnerable. I can't say that word, but you know what I mean. One of my biggest personal insecurities has always been my body hair.
Yeah.
Like it's very thick and I get razor burn, so I can't shave that often. I have to really time it. If I shave, I can't wear pants. Like it's a whole thing. You guys know I got to schedule this. And like you just have like perfect skin. You can shave every day. And seeing that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, is that more attractive? Like you think in your
Like
head.
you said, you compare yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you with the age thing, me with this thing of being like, am I less attractive because I have this going on? But again, both of you like have always made me feel beautiful and have not ever made that a thing. I've made it more of a thing than either of you ever have. Neither you would never bring it up to me of like, okay, this is getting a little out of hand.
Yeah, no, because
Even if
not.
it does sometimes in the winter. I wear pants a lot, so
Yo, I need my fur coat.
It's like
makes
it's
me
so cold in
warm.
Colorado.
It's cold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the comparing yourself thing. I think that's very easy too in this situation.
yeah.
But you are very beautiful.
Thank you. So are you. You're also very handsome.
Thank you. You're both very beautiful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a lot of love in this room right here.
All
lot
the
of
love,
love.
baby.
All the love.
Speaking of love, what are you loving?
Okay,
Well, do you have any insecurities now?
that's a good question. Now that we've been in this for this long,
Right.
I think being on social media sometimes can creep in. Like as much as we do a good job, I think, of trying to like brush off the hateful comments, stuff like that. Like every once in a while, it does get to me, and it still I think comes to the age thing because that's what people go for the most with me when it comes to our social media is they kind of attack that. Because I think it's kind of an easy target with you being 10 years younger. They're like, oh, this works. So that will get to me sometimes.
So when you
like,
say it gets to you, do you feel like in your head there's a part of you that like we'll think about it and be like, oh, if all these other people, is that what you're saying?
No, it's kind of more just like being aware of aging more. You know what I mean? Like I look in the mirror and I feel like sometimes I'm more aware of like getting older. Like I notice more things because I'm paying attention to it.
So
So
less,
I'm being like, I'm judging myself more.
so
because of
less
it.
so an insecurity within the relationship, but more just personal.
Yeah, this is just my therapy session now.
That's okay.
So how do you feel about that?
But that's my insecurity. Yeah. But thanks, social media.
Social media. What about you?
What about you guys?
I mean, you kind of mentioned it. I mean, do you still have that insecurity?
No, because like I said, you guys have never made it a thing.
Yeah.
And like I will bring it up if I'm just more, I don't want to say confident in it, but like, yeah, come winter, I'm just like, sorry guys.
Sorry.
Like it's gonna be like this for a few weeks.
That's
Just
how it's going down.
deal with it. And you guys are like, all right, like
We don't care.
you don't care.
Yeah.
And that helps. I don't think like there's anything within our relationship that I feel insecure about.
That's good.
Because again, we're really good with the over communicating. I think one that like could be looked at as something that could be an insecurity is like you guys work from home, both of you, so you're always together. And I think that people could see that and be like, oh, well, don't you feel left out? It's like, well, no, because the second I get home, you're both all over me and giving me love and attention. And like, we all hang out and we catch up. And it's like, you guys are working all day. You're not just sitting down here like fucking around. Like,
It's true. It's true. We're busy little
that's
bees.
what you do.
Is what I do. It's actually a perfect impersonation
That was
of us.
Kevin on the dot.
I mean, you're with me.
Yeah.
You walk, she walks in the door, you're like,
I love you.
So no, I don't.
You good,
I'm good.
Kevin?
I would say it's not a big insecurity. Like I don't think about it that often, but sometimes the fear or the thought will creep in my head of like, if you guys didn't want to be in this kind of relationship anymore, you know what I mean? Because I'm deeply in love with you. I'm deeply in love with you. I see the love that you all share. It would be a freaking bummer if one of us felt differently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it would be a weird, like, I don't know how we'd handle it.
Yeah.
If one of us, yeah.
And it's a common question we get asked all the time is like, what would you do if somebody doesn't want to be in the relationship? What would you do if something happened and, you know,
Like one person wants to break up with one person or something. Yeah. I have no idea what we would do.
And we've intentionally not answered that because we all are on the same belief of like, if you focus on something.
What's the saying that I get wrong every time?
Tony Robbins, come on, you got this.
Energy goes where focus. Nope. Damn.
Come on,
So
Alana.
close.
Drop it
Go,
on her.
Alana.
Energy goes.
Energy flows
Energy
where your
flows.
attention goes.
That's the one. I was
good.
close.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
just was gonna flip.
Thank you, Tony Robbins.
I do love that quote, even though I can't ever remember it.
You like the general concept of it.
Yeah, like I know I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel
It
that
hits you.
quote.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tony.
All right. So we were about to talk about what we're loving. Do you want to kick it off?
Yeah. So this is pretty basic, but I do love it. Cucumbers.
Cucumbers. Okay.
Yeah. So
Fuck a pickle. You're about that cucumber
I'll
action,
eat a
boss.
pickle too. But
Okay.
the
Cucumber's
cucumber,
different.
Yeah. Cucumber is like healthy. Pickle is like fast
Is
food.
that like a naughty cucumber?
Yeah. It's been
A
soaked
naughty
in that
cucumber.
naughty water.
Naughty cucumber.
I wasn't even thinking of it like that. It just meant like cucumbers are so refreshing. Like I feel like I could eat an entire.
Right.
Cucumber.
Pickles
Yeah.
are like, ooh, you nasty. You dirty.
No,
My, like,
that's what I've been
burns a
doing is
little.
eating entire cucumbers.
Nice.
And they're so good and I love them. And that's what I'm loving.
I love it.
You want to tell us any more about cucumbers?
What else do you need to know?
What
So
do
I've
you-
just been like putting like the chili garlic oil with a little sesame oil and then a little rice vinegar. And I just mix it up and I eat it. And it's
That's it.
so good.
Sounds really good. I've
What are you
had it
loving?
actually. What am I loving? I'm loving So it's not like I'm loving, it's something that I love.
Okay.
And that is that we're not that into.
Damn, I thought you were going to say lamp. I told him, I was like, here it comes.
I missed that. Yeah. I missed that opportunity. I love that we're all not into like super scary stuff, but we like spooky things.
Okay.
And like we went to Denver and did the 13th floor, and that was mildly
scary.
That was borderline.
Yeah.
Because there were 2 mazes. And the first one, Kevin went first. Mm-hmm. And that was great because I kind of saw people. I was like, all right. And then the second one, I had the bright idea that I would lead the pack. And it was like a Wednesday night. It was not crowded. So we did not have people right in front of us. And those motherfuckers got me.
Yeah.
I was screaming.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
It was still a good time. I didn't have nightmares from it. I like that we don't watch crazy scary movies because I will have nightmares from those. The darkness.
We're going to watch something crazy scary tonight.
No, we're not.
We have to. We have to. This is our one scary movie of the month.
I said that you give me options and I will pick the one that we watch.
Long legs.
Long legs.
Long legs.
Long legs.
Long legs.
We watch Long Legs.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right. She loves semi-spooky.
I also love that you guys don't like too scary.
Yeah. We got 2 out of Alana on this one.
It was kind of the same. It was
a package deal, a little bundle.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I dig it.
What are you loving?
I love the operation that we got going on when we do things, and I'll elaborate on that. So
Please do.
Yeah, so like when we go camping, we all have different
duties,
tasks, duties.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. When we get home from camping, we all have different tasks. It's like one of us will take care of camper, the other will unload the car, the other one will start a load of laundry. When we cook dinner, it's like you'll cook.
Yep.
I'll put the dishes in the dishwasher, you'll put the dishes away.
Or like you'll take out the trash. And
So
all
you're
the
loving
dishes,
teamwork?
I'm loving our dynamic and our teamwork.
I like that.
Because we don't even have to speak about it sometimes. Even when we do chores, it's just like we divide and conquer. Mm-hmm. And it's so efficient and effective the way we operate that I think that's one of the biggest perks about this relationship.
All right.
It is.
Like when we need to get something done, the 3 of us just go into like execution mode. You know what I mean?
I dig it.
So I really love that because I've never experienced like you experience that in teams, right? Or in groups.
Yeah.
But in relationships, it's typically just 2 people.
Which still works.
Yeah, it still works.
Just
But
not as fast.
the efficiency of 3 people compared to 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
undeniable.
It's undeniable.
Really undeniable.
We crush it.
Yeah.
So
All right.
that's what I'm
Well, I
loving.
love that.
I love that too.
Awesome.
I love that. I love you, and I love you.
I love you guys.
I love you too,
I love
camper. I know you're upstairs.
You know what camper's loving? Those salmon treats.
Salmon treats.
Those salmon treats.
Kevin puts the treats in his pocket,
Like a crazy person.
and they're salmon.
Listen,
He doesn't think that's crazy.
I have put dog treats in my pocket on walks, but it's been like, hell, hold on.
How down?
It's like the freeze dried chicken or the other treats that are not really smelly, but the salmon.
It's wild. It's so crazy.
Is it?
Yes, you're such a boy.
We have
do you
a
mean?
treat bag. Like,
Yeah, but then I got to put the bag on my waist, and I could just grab the little treats, shove them in my pocket, and then when he's a little good boy, I just give him a little treat, you know?
yeah.
You know what would also be a treat is if y'all would subscribe.
Nice.
Yeah, hit
was
that
really
little bell
Let's
icon.
go,
You know?
let's
Get
go.
notified every time that we have a new podcast.
Yeah.
We're trying to do it twice a week.
Yeah.
Sundays and Wednesdays. So look out for those new episodes. And again, if you have any questions, any thing that you want us to discuss or hear about, drop them in those comments below.
Drop it in
Let
the
us
comments.
know.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to sign out.
All
Lights
right.
out, baby.
Lights out.
All right.
Bye,
Talk to
campers.
y'all later.
Bye, campers.
Good night, guys.
Bye.